Picture this, you walk into a carnival, there's smells, there's food everywhere, it's gonna be a great day. And as you walk in, you see a juggler. They have either bowling pins or balls in their hands, juggling like 5 objects at a time, something that takes a lot of skill and practice to be able to do. It's a very incredibly difficult task. Yet they have a giant smile on their face. They're there to make everyone's day better, and they have perfected their craft, so it comes to them with ease. This is the same as a teacher. A teacher is a juggler. They walk into their classroom every single day. They may have a million things to do on their mind. They have different kids, different personalities to deal with, yet they have a smile on their face, ready for the day. 3 juggling acts that I'm going to cover today include classroom management, every student's specific needs, and administrative pressures. So for our first one, which is going to be classroom management, teachers have to have a balance of having fun in their class, but also having control over their class. Teachers do not want to come off as a dictator that will make the kids shut down. The fastest way to shut down a class is to openly yell at a student right in front of the classroom. Everyone goes silent and their brains more or less click off. So as a teacher, it is our job to have that balancing act between being the head of the classroom, but not having the children be scared of us or feel like they have no control during their time in our class. A great educator by the name of Rita Pearson said in one of her famous TED Talks, "Kids don't learn from people they don't like." And that is our job as a teacher, to balance having that control and still having the kids communicate with us and hopefully like us as people. Going into our second topic, we have each student's individual needs. Now, as a teacher, we have different students that may have an IEP, which stands for Individualized Education Program, or we could have gifted students that may be flying ahead in class and are way ahead of the other students in the class. So as a teacher, we have to balance that. Next, going on, we have our individual students' relationships that we must balance as teachers. We could have a pair of students who may be best friends and they chat too much during class, so they're not learning. So maybe we have to split them up. Or we can have the opposite end. We have 2 students who are not friends and are so not friends to the point where there has been behavioral issues where they are fighting each other. So as a teacher, we need to keep that in mind when we are making seating charts and assigning groups, that these 2 students may not be the best to have in a group together. Another challenge teachers face when creating their lessons plans is balancing the 3 types of learning styles that go into learning. So we have our kinesthetic, auditory, and visual learners. It is important that in a lesson plan, a teacher hits all 3 of these within their lesson to hopefully have the best chances of teaching the students what they need to learn. This can come in the form of videos or different ways of presenting information, as long as those are being hit. Especially if the topic may be lackluster, it is important for a teacher to balance that lacklusterness while making it a little bit more entertaining. The last juggling act that I want to address is the pressures from administration onto teachers that they must balance. Teachers have benchmarks that they need to make and the amount of topics that they need to cover within a school year that come down from the state, which the administration will provide for the teachers, what they need to hit for those benchmarks. As a teacher, it can be frustrating when you have all these benchmarks, yet you know your students are not keeping the pace. They need a couple extra days on each topic to fully comprehend what you're trying to teach them. But you have 50 minutes maybe in a period to teach a full lesson, and maybe the students aren't comprehending in that amount of time. So as a teacher, you need more time, but time is your enemy at some points. This is another juggling act teachers have to face, whether they move on to the next topic to meet a benchmark, or do they take the extra time to make sure that the students get the information they need to be successful. There could be a million different things a teacher has to juggle throughout a day. My 3 examples were classroom management, specific students' needs, and administrative pressures. But the list could go on and on and on. It is my thought that teaching is like being a juggler.